Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. Here is the one-day chart once more before we discuss XRP. Right now, the price is $3.09. I'm waiting for the big breakthrough to start, but it's good to see XRP in the green once more. And have a look at Bitcoin, which is up over 117K. As of right now, we continue to monitor Bitcoin. I'm waiting for us to begin distancing ourselves from Bitcoin. When that occurs, XRP will genuinely surpass the performance of this entire market. Is it alt season? 2. The coin market cap is the source of this. According to the chart, we are currently in alt season. We are 75 years old. Will we, however, continue to be above 75? Is alt season really just getting started? Additionally, it appears that XRP may help us into the alt season. Everything we've been waiting for is now firmly established. On its debut, Xrp Etf and XRPR surged to $24 million in volume in under 90 minutes. On the first day, it was 5 times higher than any XRP futures ETF. The first ETF listed in the United States that provides exposure to XRP is now live. Additionally, they informed us that XRP was not in demand. Whoa, they were completely mistaken. Additionally, this illustrates what will occur when the remaining ETFs launch. After the approval of the XRP ETFs, I anticipate a significant move in October. That might take us all the way into 2026 and the remainder of this year. Increasing trend in XRP. According to Wealth Manager, the next few months will be crazy for XRP. I completely agree with Nate Garassi when he says that the upcoming months will be crazy. You know, until the approval of the remaining ETFs, no one should sell their XRP. However, you combine this with government regulations that are becoming clearer at the same time. This cryptocurrency is poised for a perfect storm. I'm telling you, by Christmas we're going to be looking at a very different XRP. So anyone holding XRP and considering selling now will regret it after it breaks out. The market will be significantly stimulated by the XRP ETF. Are there too many ETFs though? Listen to this out. It's possible that cryptocurrencies with a robust community and OG altcoins, such as XRP, could gain some traction. However, I believe that there will be some dilution of altcoins in the cryptocurrency market. In the ETF space, altcoin ETF dilution is a possibility. I believe there will be too many ETFs, so it might be a little too much, you know. Right now, I believe everyone wishes to submit an ETF application. They're all going to want to take a piece of that cash inflow, so I'm surprised BlackRock hasn't done it yet. This will happen to these ETFs. Maybe there may be too many, but the Rex Osprey ETF for XRP that I saw today indicates that there is a huge demand for an XRP ETF. And when the first Bitcoin ETF was introduced, I had the same thought as this digital asset investor. Becky Quick, Joe Squawk, CNBC, and Squawk couldn't stop talking about it. The only thing they didn't do was get matching Bitcoin tattoos. Today marks the debut and cricketing of the first ever XRP spot ETF. You can tell it's a psyop that way. They are paid to promote the idea that Bitcoin is the sole currency. They aren't bringing up an XRP ETF because of this. They immediately want to return to discussing Bitcoin if the topic of discussion on CNBC or other mainstream media news sites somewhat changes. Since they are not compensated for discussing XRP, they do not want any other cryptocurrency to be mentioned. They are compensated to discuss Bitcoin. People will still be shocked by it. The vast majority of cryptocurrency users and potential users are not represented by Bitcoin Maxis. Investing in technology that will transform the world is what people want to do. The Internet of Value is known as XRP. Mikhail is the source of that. Additionally, they are overestimating Bitcoin. Pete, they say, oh, when all these investors get here, they're going to jump right into Bitcoin whenever they discuss it. No, they aren't, particularly in retail. Retailers won't go out and buy Bitcoin when they return to this market. The majority of individual investors are unable to purchase a single Bitcoin. Perhaps some of them will invest in Ethereum. However, the majority of people do not have the same level of wealth as they did in 2021. The majority of individuals are battling inflation. What will they fill up on? Then, for just a little bit more than $3, they could construct a respectable bag of XRP. Right now, that's the greatest option available. In addition to the XRP chart cannot be disregarded. In all of cryptocurrency, this is the most optimistic chart. Compared to Bitcoin or Ethereum, XRP will yield a far higher return on investment. The next comfort zone, according to the analyst, won't be near $5 levels. At 2 digits, that is. According to Dark Defender, XRP has been at 30 cents for years. After some time, we became used to the $2 levels and experienced the same degree of comfort at $3. $5 levels won't be the next comfort zone. At the very least, I believe it will be 2 digits. Simply wait till XRP reaches $10 or more, at which point it will remain stagnant for days, and people will still be whining about it. Why doesn't it go up? For the previous week, why has it remained at $10? Everyone in this place wants fast pleasure, you know. The adoption of real-time payments is expected to occur globally for the same reason. Everyone wants everything to occur immediately, and they become irritated and want to give up as soon as it doesn't. That's why I've always stated that your greatest strength is patience. Because if you are patient in this area and can persevere through drop after dip, you will not only cross the finish line, but also reach the point at which XRP hits its maximum potential, which is undoubtedly not 2 or 3 digits. It's rising significantly. By November, an analyst predicting the price of XRP sees a $6 objective. That, in my opinion, comes from Gray and is on the conservative side. Therefore, most people would anticipate that XRP would be between $6 and $7 at that point. I continue to believe that individuals will want to load up before those ETFs are allowed, or even before they are approved. Around my opinion, a breakout will start to happen around October. People want to position themselves ahead of that, which is why, after that, the ETFs launch, and suddenly huge sums of money will pour into such ETFs, which will simultaneously drive up the price of XRP. By mid-November, I'm thinking of double digits. It may take a little longer, but I'm confident that by Christmas, XRP will have changed significantly. Now that October has arrived, everyone is calling the top, so I'll just leave this here. Why? I mean, are they not aware of what will transpire in the upcoming months, particularly with regard to XRP? Unless they are discussing Bitcoin, we will only be beginning by October. The peak of Bitcoin is probably going to occur in 2025. The peak for XRP is probably going to occur around 2026. However, the ETFs are scheduled for approval in October. Clarity on regulations will follow soon. After accounting for ISO, everything continues to pick up speed, and Ripple is expected to receive its banking license in January or February of 2026. Therefore, I don't think the peak for XRP will occur until 2026. Lark Davis is an investor in Bitcoin. This is what he has to say. Everyone is predicting that the cycle will peak in either the first or fourth quarter of 2026. However, this trend line indicates that the cycle might continue until the middle of 2026. Before Bitcoin peaked in 2017 and 2021, the monthly MAD reached the same resistance trend level. That setting might be reforming, just like it was in the fourth quarter. History is not exactly repeated, however it frequently rhymes. Will the cycle top be called by this MAD trendline? He therefore believes that Bitcoin will last until 2026. Now, if that were to occur, I believe that many of these altcoins would see significant increases in value. Bitcoin, in my opinion, will also see price increases. Over 150k, it might break. However, that's still too early to say. As of right now, Bitcoin is struggling. The original Bitcoin holders immediately start selling off their bag once that breakout appears to be occurring. The president is discussing tariffs at the same time. The price then drops once again. It appears that this cycle has already been prolonged. From here, let's see where it goes. And this is really big news. Ripple is the source of this, presenting the upcoming on-chain market building piece. In order to create repo markets fueled by stable coins and tokenized collateral, we are collaborating with DBS Bank and FT Global. In order to earn interest and create new liquidity venues, investors will be able to trade Franklin Templeton's money market fund SG Benji, which is tokenized on the XRP ledger and listed on DBS's digital exchange.